what you see here is our translucent long. That's for the cape. Then we have our electric series buggy olive. That's going to make our pontoon and troll fly. This is our spider nano flash. I'm showing you each of these, and here is our stick that we brush it with. It's extremely important to use one of these. Makes it a lot easier to brush them up. Here's here's a piece of our premium marabou, and in the appropriate color. And here is the 020 heavy wire that I use. Thank you very much for waiting for me, folks. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to take 020 wire. Now, however you do, whether it be leaded or bismuth, which is 85% of lead, I recommend on this fly you start in the front half of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I recommend you start in the first third of the hook. It tends to make them drop a little better as they sink down, and it works out really well. Now, my next thing I'm going to do is take my marabou, and I'm going to get a fairly good amount. I don't treat this exactly like a wiggle tail. I also don't make it extremely long. Shank of the hook, possibly a little more in length. Yeah, it's a little more than shank. I tie it when I got a little, as much as I need and a little left over. I like to tie it up on my lead, protect that lead from teeth. Another thing I do, and everybody has their own preference, I tie my marabou off to the side towards me a little, offset it, for the fact that that oftentimes as we're pulling the material together, we tend to ratchet it the wrong way. So now what I've done is I've taken the spider nano flash, and what I've done with this is I've taken three pieces, pardon me, and folded them up so there's 6. And I make them quite a bit longer than the marabou, because I can always cut them back once I'm finished with the fly. And so now we got that factor involved. Now I pick up my buggy olive electric material, and what I do with this for this fly is I see how they're all going the right way. I take enough to tie so it won't get myself in trouble. I have to take 3 strands if we're going to build this fly properly. Once again, you see how it lays down. Now I want to show you in the last one that it won't necessarily lay down properly if I happen to turn it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it, get my length right, and I'm going to turn it the wrong way here so you can see it. Now, see what happens? It stands up. And for this fly, we want it all facing down from the hook or the tire's perspective. Get them all together, get all 3 cords. You won't be able to see my hands right now, but I'm gathering them up, getting a nice little bundle. I want to make sure I have all 3. That's the third one. I know this takes a little time. I know that I'm going a little out of sequence here as far as talking, and I cut them off square, including this material here. It makes a much better tie. Then I go ahead and tie it right back. To the last. Right there's nope, I'll go a little less than that. Okay, now then, I've got it in place. You see how the marabou and the nano flash try to grab it? That's why when I use my Velcro stick, and all the Velcro stick is 3/4 inch small loop Velcro with a sticky back, and it's on what they call a skinny stick. On this, I like to turn the the material about a half a turn, make sure everything's out of the way as best possible. Don't go back here if you keep from it. Get all of your length from on front and on the sides. Stay away from that marabou. What it'll do if you don't is it will most definitely roll itself up in your project. I keep going here, doing a little as I go. You see, it's frizzing out pretty good. It's trying to separate on me, so I'm gonna roll it together, spin it together, come back up. Still trying to do it. Still trying to do it. Let's see how it looks and see if I can get it back together here. See how nice that back, that's just frizzing. It's just like hair used to be done. And I just go ahead, and I know this is a little bit tedious for you to watch, but it's the same repeat of the same thing. And you get as nice a heavy, brushy effect as you can on it. When you have it and it's on one side more than the other, twist it around. Use that good side. Take advantage of all of it. Now then, I'm getting close to the eye. I'm trying to get this just right. I got all three pieces now are trying to separate on me. You see what I did? When they do that, you reach down and twist them together. I don't recommend you get them too tight, or you'll kill your project as far as getting your brushy material going. Now this fly here, we've went ahead and looked at it long and hard. We've thought about it. We're going to go ahead and use this as a pontoon and trolling fly, both. Just got a real good, everything about it set up just beautiful for that. Now I'm just about where I want to be, so here we go. Try to get a little more, and I come around. And I tie off the head. Now what I like to do here on these, so I like to go individual on them. Much easier on the scissors, much better cut. You don't leave a big lump. Now then, give yourself a little room back here. The next step on this is to take our buggy olive swimming hackle in long, okay? And what we do is we take it and I'm going to cut a little off so I have a little flatter section to work with. And now what I do is I take those follicles here, and I want them facing the hook. For me, my coordination is, I guess, terrible because I'm always fighting this thing. There we go. So, now we take it and we roll it in place. Get it where the cord is facing you. Trying to get some of these fibers standing up good. It worked out pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Real close, right up by the... That's why I always leave my thread hanging down, but my cuts are always either on the top or on the side. I got really tired a long time ago of having to re-thread all the time. So I learned that simple little lesson. Man, it made a big difference. Now I should be using a whip finisher. If you really want permanent, and you want to put it in your box or or in your vest, I'd recommend a whip finisher. They tend to make a much stronger head. But for demonstration purposes, I'm doing this, and now what we have here, almost complete flies. See how it's shaped up here? I like to come back here now, get those follicles off that nanoflash, and cut them like that. I'm checking them all out. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to take this Velcro stick, we're going to really frizz up the swimming hackle so it'll breathe. It breathes better than slopping, or at least it's good. And it's a real nice. Then you take now you hold the tail, you clear up to the marabou, you take this and you take all the fly, all that long material you frizzed up, and you work it to the back of the hook, pat it down, work it, work it, work it, work it, work it. Now you see how it's starting to lay down really well. Now there, that's another reason whip finish is not good. Okay, so there, you've got the completed fly, and you'll find by trial and error, you'll find by using them, try it when it's good, not when it's bad. Either cast it and strip it or troll it. Just an outstanding fly. Thank you. When I finished this fly, I didn't brush it out as much as I could have, and I wanted you to see something. If when you're done you don't have the bushiness, the body you want, you can go clear down into the body material and dig it out, clear against the hook. It's tough stuff. Also, what you'll find, if you don't get your flash and stitch in the way, it can really come out to be a very nice accent. The long swimming hackle on the front actually breathes. That's life of the material on the front, life of the fly. But anyway, I wanted you to see that so you can see that if it doesn't come out with the body you want, just brush it up. You're not going to hurt it. And that's what I wanted to show you.